Here's a sobering truth. 92% of people fail their New Year's resolutions before February ends. That means if you're watching this video in late December, statistically, you're about to waste the next 2 months chasing goals you'll never achieve. But what if I told you that failure isn't your fault? The problem isn't your willpower or motivation. The problem is that nobody ever taught you the actual science behind behavior change. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to set New Year's resolutions that actually stick, using strategies backed by behavioral psychology, neuroscience, and real data from thousands of successful people across the US, Canada, the UK, Australia, and Germany. By the end of this video, you'll understand why most resolutions fail, how to engineer goals that your brain can't resist, and the exact framework that turns January optimism into December achievement. Let's get into it. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. According to research from the University of Scranton in Pennsylvania, only 8% of people achieve their New Year's resolutions. In the UK, a study by Strava found that January 19th is officially Quitter's Day, the date when most people abandon their goals. But here's what's fascinating: the failure has nothing to do with laziness. Dr. B.J. Fogg, a behavioral scientist at Stanford University, discovered something revolutionary. He found that human behavior follows a precise formula: B equals MAP. Behavior equals motivation times ability times prompt. Here's what that means in plain English. For any resolution to succeed, you need 3 things happening simultaneously. You need motivation, which is your desire to do it. You need ability, which is how easy it is to do. And you need a prompt, which is the trigger that reminds you to do it. Most people set resolutions that fail on all 3 counts. Take the classic example: I'm going to go to the gym 5 times a week. In January, motivation is sky high. You're pumped. You buy the gym membership, the new workout clothes, maybe even hire a trainer. But by February, motivation clashes. Life gets busy. Work piles up. The gym is across town. That's low ability. And there's no prompt because you never built it into your routine. The resolution dies, not because you're weak, but because it was mathematically designed to fail. Here's another angle. A study published in the European Journal of Social Psychology found that it takes an average of 66 days to form a new habit, not 21 days like the myth suggests. 66 days. That's over 2 months of consistent action before a behavior becomes automatic. But most people quit in 3 weeks. The financial cost of this failure is staggering. Americans spend over $10 billion annually on gym memberships. Planet Fitness reported that 63% of memberships go unused. That's money evaporating because people don't understand how behavior change actually works. In Germany, researchers at the University of Konstanz found that people who fail their resolutions experience a measurable drop in self-efficacy. That's your belief in your own ability to succeed. Each failure makes the next goal harder to achieve. You're literally training yourself to fail. So before we talk about solutions, understand this: the problem isn't you. The problem is the system you're using. Now let's talk about what actually works. I'm going to give you a framework I call resolution engineering. It's based on behavioral economics, habit science, and real-world data from high achievers. Step 1: shrink the goal. This is counterintuitive but critical. Most people make their resolutions too big. Lose 50 pounds, save $20,000, read 50 books. These sound impressive, but they're cognitively overwhelming. Dr. Fogg's research shows that tiny habits beat big goals every single time. Why? Because they minimize the ability barrier. When a behavior is extremely easy, you don't need motivation to do it. Let me give you a real example. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, tells the story of a man in Toronto who wanted to start exercising. Instead of committing to hour-long workouts, he committed to putting on his gym shoes every day. That's it, just the shoes. Within 2 weeks, he was at the gym 5 days a week, not because he forced himself, but because once the shoes were on, going to the gym felt like the natural next step. That's resolution engineering. You're not relying on motivation. You're designing a behavior so small that resistance becomes impossible.
Step 2. Anchor to existing routines. This is about the prompt in Dr. Fogg's formula. The most powerful prompt isn't a phone reminder or a calendar alert. It's an existing behavior. In Australia, researchers found that people who linked new habits to established routines had an 80% higher success rate. They called it implementation intention. Here's how it works. You use this sentence structure. After I do X, I will do Y. After I pour my morning coffee, I will write in my journal. After I brush my teeth, I will do 10 push-ups. After I close my laptop for the day, I will meditate for 2 minutes. The existing behavior becomes the trigger. You're hijacking a habit you already have and stacking a new one on top of it. A study from University College London found that this strategy works because it reduces cognitive load. You're not trying to remember to do something. You're linking it to something you already do automatically. Step 3. Design immediate rewards. Here's where behavioral economics comes in. Humans are notoriously bad at delayed gratification. We discount future rewards in favor of immediate pleasure. That's why eating the donut feels better than having abs in 6 months. But you can hack this. You need to create immediate rewards for long-term behaviors. In the UK, a fintech company called Plum ran an experiment. They helped users save money by allowing them to set instant reward triggers. Every time someone saved 50 pounds, they got a small dopamine hit, a notification, a visual celebration, a progress bar filling up. Savings rates increased by 34% compared to traditional methods. Why? Because the brain got an immediate reward, not just the abstract promise of future wealth. Apply this to your resolutions. If your goal is to write a book, don't wait until it's published to feel accomplished. Celebrate every 500 words. If you're building a business, reward yourself after every client call, not just after the first sale. The principle is simple. Make the behavior itself rewarding, not just the end result. Now I want to talk about something most people miss entirely. The most powerful resolutions aren't about what you do. They're about who you become. James Clear calls this identity-based habits. Instead of focusing on outcomes, you focus on identity. Here's the difference. Outcome-based, I want to run a marathon. Identity-based, I'm a runner. Outcome-based, I want to save $10,000. Identity-based, I'm someone who values financial security. Why does this matter? Because every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. When you write 200 words, you're voting for the identity of writer. When you go to the gym, you're voting for athlete. When you skip the impulse purchase, you're voting for financially disciplined person. A study from Stanford found that people who adopt identity-based language are 30% more likely to sustain behavior change. In Canada, researchers discovered that smokers who said, "I'm not a smoker," had higher quit rates than those who said, "I'm trying to quit." The language shifts the frame. You're not fighting against your nature, you're acting in alignment with who you are. Let me give you a financial example. In the US, a study by Vanguard found that people who self-identified as investors rather than savers accumulated 23% more wealth over 10 years. Same behaviors, different identity, different results. Here's how to apply this. Instead of saying, "I want to lose weight," say, "I'm becoming someone who takes care of their body." Instead of, "I need to save money," say, "I'm building financial independence." It sounds like a small shift, but psychologically, it's massive. You're no longer chasing a goal, you're living out an identity. Here's a modern twist that most people aren't leveraging yet. We live in an era where technology can supercharge accountability, and I'm not talking about basic habit tracking apps. In 2024, researchers at MIT found that AI-powered coaching tools increased goal completion rates by 41% compared to self-monitoring alone. The reason? Personalized feedback, adaptive challenges, and zero judgment. Let me break this down practically. Tools like ChatGPT, Notion AI, or dedicated apps like Habitica can now function as accountability partners. You can set up daily check-ins, track streaks, and even receive personalized encouragement based on your progress patterns. In Germany, a productivity study found that professionals who used AI journaling prompts were 3.2 times more likely to maintain consistent reflection habits. The AI asked targeted questions, flagged patterns, and helped users course correct in real time.
But here's the deeper principle. Accountability works because of a concept called social proof pressure. Even if it's an AI, the act of reporting your progress creates psychological commitment. There's also a financial angle here. In the US, financial coaching platforms using AI have helped users increase savings rates by an average of $3,200 annually. The AI analyzes spending, suggests micro adjustments, and celebrates wins. It's like having a financial advisor in your pocket, minus the $200 per hour fee. The key is to use technology as augmentation, not replacement. The AI reminds you, tracks you, and encourages you, but you still do the work. The combination is powerful. Now let's talk about something nobody else will tell you. You're going to fail. Not maybe, you will. You'll miss a day, skip a workout, break your streak, and that's when most resolutions die. But high achievers have a secret weapon, a failure protocol. It's a pre-planned response to setbacks. Dr. Philippa Lally from University College London studied habit formation and found that missing a single day doesn't derail progress, as long as you get back on track immediately. The problem isn't the slip, it's the spiral. Here's what happens psychologically. You miss one gym session, then you think, well, I already broke the streak, might as well skip tomorrow too. That's called the what the hell effect. One mistake snowballs into total abandonment. The solution? Pre-decide your comeback strategy. Write it down now before you fail. Example, if I miss a morning workout, I'll do a 10-minute evening walk instead. If I skip journaling, I'll write 3 sentences before bed. If I overspend, I'll cut discretionary spending by 20% the next week. In Australia, a behavioral study found that people with pre-planned failure protocols were 2.7 times more likely to maintain long-term behavior change. They didn't rely on in-the-moment willpower. They had a system. There's a business parallel here. In Canada, a study of startups found that companies with contingency plans were 64% more likely to survive their first 3 years. Failure wasn't the end, it was a built-in part of the process. Apply that mindset to your resolutions. Failure isn't a signal to quit, it's a test of your system. If your system includes a comeback plan, you're anti-fragile. You get stronger from setbacks. Let me share one final concept that ties everything together. It's called the compound effect, and it's the reason why small, consistent actions create extraordinary results. In the US, financial advisors teach a principle about investing. If you invest just $10 a day starting at age 25, with an average 7% annual return, you'll have over $1 million by age 65. Not from one big contribution, from daily consistency compounded over time. The same principle applies to resolutions. A 1% improvement every day doesn't sound impressive, but over a year, you're 37 times better. That's not exaggeration, that's math. In the UK, researchers tracked productivity improvements in professionals. Those who implemented one small efficiency habit per month over 2 years reported a 48% increase in output without working longer hours. Small, stacked, compounded. Here's a real-world example. A software developer in Berlin wanted to improve his coding skills. Instead of binge learning, he committed to 15 minutes of deliberate practice every day. After 18 months, he'd accumulated over 450 hours of focused work. He got promoted, switched companies, and increased his salary by €25,000 annually. The resolution wasn't become a senior developer, it was code for 15 minutes daily. The compound effect did the rest.
This is why resolution engineering works. You're not betting on motivation or willpower, you're betting on consistency. And consistency, compounded over time, is the most powerful force in personal development. So here's what I want you to take away from this video. New Year's resolutions don't fail because you're not good enough. They fail because the system is broken. But now you have a new system. You understand the B equals MAP formula. You know how to shrink goals, anchor habits, design immediate rewards, and shift your identity. You've learned how to leverage AI accountability and build failure protocols. And you understand the compound effect of micro wins. The question isn't whether you can make 2025 your best year yet. The question is whether you're willing to engineer your resolutions like a scientist, not a dreamer. Because here's the truth. This time next year, you'll either look back with pride at how far you've come or with regret at another year wasted. The only difference is the system you implement right now. Choose wisely. If this video helped you see resolutions in a completely new way, do me a favor, hit that like button. It tells YouTube to share this with more people who need to hear it. And if you want more evidence-based strategies on productivity, behavior change, and building a better life, subscribe to the channel. We drop a new video every week. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's one resolution you're committing to for 2025? I read every single comment, and I'd love to hear what you're working on. Thanks for watching. Now go engineer your future.